IT, welcome to the compound, man.
I'm happy to be here. I appreciate the invite for sure.
Like to start opening up with like basketball right now. What you feeling? What you liking? Of course, I call him the Keith Ledger, the White Magic Johnson, the Joker. We seeing another unicorn out here? What do you think?
It's funny because I always say when people ask that, I'm like, basketball is like his side job. He just happened to be good at it.
Wow.
Like that's how talented he is. Like he works. He's a student of the game. And he's never told me this. I don't know if he loves the game. And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
He really clocks in, does his job, and goes back to the crib. Not saying too many words. Like, you don't really find that in a superstar player. Like, superstar players are really like kind of about themselves.
Yep.
The energy and hype about them is created by them for the most part. He's like so humble, so like, I'm just really good at the game. I'm gonna do this tonight, and then I'm gonna just go back to the crib. Like I don't want any extras. And then to say that about like a 2-time MVP, it's like it's unheard of.
Yeah,
it's unheard of. So it's like I said, it's dope to see his progression. He's a hell of a teammate. Somebody that cares nothing about his individual stats. He cares about the team, making people happy, and you see what he's been doing. One time at halftime, we in the locker room. He was like. My locker's right here, his is one over. I'm looking at what he's doing on his phone. He's playing some little kid game on his phone. Like that's how like funny it is, because you never see a superstar player that good just so nonchalant about the whole about the game. And it's not even in a bad way. It's just like I said before, I'm really good at this. You guys are making me go get 30, 15, and 15. And we just gonna move on to the next game, move on to the next day. So
you're such a pivotal part of the DNA of the Celtics. You Tatum OG, you Brown OG. How, like, seeing their progression and where they at now, how does that make you feel? Like
Jaylen Brown's one of my rooks that I tried to take under my wing. So it's like, it's dope to see that it's paying off, like for them young guys and all the success they're having. Like, to see what they're doing, you can only have a smile on your face as somebody that was able to compete with those guys and, put your hard hat on every day and go to war with them. It's like, it's never no bitter moments. It's like, go win a championship. Because that's what, a friend will want more so than, anything else. So I'm happy for those guys.
When Malcolm got over there, it just,
yeah.
That took it to another level. And like, even him, it takes a lot to go from the Bucks to the Pacers as a starter. And then go and be like, you know what? I'm gonna take the 6 man. And he honestly did one of our favorite lines. He bet on himself, showed that I'm really still a starter, and won the 6 man of the year.
Yeah, like if y'all want me to do this, I'll be the best at that.
I'm gonna be the best at it.
And that it seemed like that was his mindset. So I'm a fan of Malcolm Brogdon.
Take your pride out of it.
And a lot of people, that's hard to do. Like especially if you've been in those positions of starting.
Yep.
And to go to a team where they say, man, you gotta do what's best for the team. Like, a lot of people can't swallow that pride, period.
You know what? And I don't know if this is fact, but I even feel that Malcolm, the type of person that be like, nah, let me come off the bench.
For sure.
And like, they probably wanted to push him in.
It seems like it.
Look, I'm telling you, let me come off the bench with.
He thought he added the most value.
Yeah, that way. Because he's just that type of person.
Very
that like
humble disposition.
Yeah, and at the same time, looking at it like, look, I can come off the bench and still get the same amount of points I'm getting as a starter.
And still be impactful. Like, he's still on a championship caliber team doing what he did the last few years while he was starting. Like,
exactly.
He hasn't took a step back at all.
When you think about Victor, what do you think?
First off, when I used to create my player on NBA 2K, I created it like him, like 7'4", long arms, 99 build on everything. Like,
wow.
He's something we've never seen. Like, we've seen, like the guys you named, KD, Kyrie,
and Manute.
We've seen bits and pieces of those guys, not all in one. Like, the potential that he has, like, obviously we don't know if it's gonna work. We don't know if he's gonna be what LeBron James was throughout his whole career. We don't know, but there's a chance. He does things that we've never seen. Like, we thought we wouldn't see another KD. He's way taller than KD. Like, he makes KD look small, and it seems like he does the same things. Like,
KD.
I just think there's gonna be an adjustment period. Obviously, it's the NBA. players you've never seen before, players you've looked up to on TV. Because I remember when I got drafted, that was like my biggest thing. Like, let me see if they move as fast as they look on TV. Like when I first got in the league, it was like, once I seen that they put on their shoes the same as me, they just as fast as me, it gave me more confidence. Like they ain't something I've never seen before. I just thought they were. So like, he's gonna come in. I think that first go around is gonna be tough for him. But once he get comfortable playing against guys he looked up to, LeBron James, KD, and those superstars, it's like if he figures it out, it's a wrap.
Let's rewind the tape, man. Let's go back to the IT draft. Let's start from the beginning.
So look, my draft, I was the last pick in the draft, so that was the longest day of my life. So I'm gonna throw that out there. But the whole experience was everything I thought it would be. Like, other than waiting, other than not knowing where I was gonna go.
Yeah.
Once my name was called, it didn't matter where I was. It didn't matter if I was the first pick or the last pick. Like my dream really came true. And it solidified all my hard work. Obviously, you have to do so much after you get drafted, but like coming from where I come from, like to get drafted and to be 5'9", like nobody thought that was gonna happen. No matter if it was the last pick or a first round pick. So it was like, it was really a dream come true, and I always think about that to this day. Like that day changed my life. It was June 23rd, 2011.
Wow.
It was like
everything.
That's when real life really started for me. My back was against the wall from the jump. That was the lockout year too. So there was no summer league. The season didn't start till December 26th.
So you had a crazy year.
Oh yeah, that was the time where it was like, guys were going overseas. I think Darren Williams went overseas for like however much million. It was crazy. So it was really like betting on yourself. Because I knew all that was gonna happen. But it was like, what more could I do in college? Like, my goal wasn't to be the best player in college. My goal was to make it to the NBA.
But you were a lot of the time, Pac-10 superstar.
And that was my goal. So when I left, I knew it was possible there was going to be a lockout. I knew it was possible there was going to be no summer league, because for a guy in my position, summer league would have been everything. I would be able to showcase, be able to showcase what I got, and I didn't have any of that. I remember Tyreek Evans. That was my vet. He called me right when we got the news that the season was going to start. He's like, you might as well come down to SAC and start working out.
I know you was.
And he put me on right then and there, and I was working out like a month before, the facilities opened.
Wow.
Before the lockout really was officially done, and that was like my start of my NBA career, and I never looked back after that.
Fun question we ask, and we try to ask, like connected to the draft night. Where's the cap at now? Like, you walking on stage, you shook Adam's hand, you put your hat on, and like almost seeing some family brawl at the table.
Let me get that.
Mom wants it. Homeboy Shamik want it. If y'all walk away from the table for pictures, if the hat on the table is gone when y'all come back. But where's the hat now?
My mom got that. I was just at my mom's yesterday. It's there.
It's there?
Oh,
it's in a little case.
Little case, all right.
Still there.
So yeah, she's gonna get everything first. If it go back around, the others will get theirs. But everything go to her first, for sure.
That's dope, man. I talked to a lot of players. Some people be like, my cousin put it on, and he was all nervous and he was sweating, and then when I got it back, the brim was nasty. But a lot of people would say they mom. But a couple players want to keep it themselves though.
No doubt. Like I definitely had it for a minute.
Like keeping it yourself,
I had it. Yeah, I had it for a minute, but it was like, I remember that. I remember putting the hat on. I remember the next day being in Sacramento and doing the picture of your jersey. Like I used to go on NBA.com as a kid and just look at pictures of guys, with their jersey
holding up.
After the draft. So like that moment, I remember that like it was yesterday. It was like, dang, I really got an NBA jersey. That's crazy.
We have the world of mental health and everything, and you lost your sister. Just talk about like fighting through adversity through being an athlete, and how was all that time for you, that period of your life, man?
I always define it as that was the best year of my career and the worst year of my life at the same time. So it was like, my little sister was my road dog. When I grow it up, any gym I'm at, need a rebounder, she's right there.
Wow.
Anything that I needed, she was my youngest sibling. So it was like, when that shit had happened, the only thing I could do was play. That was the only thing that made shit feel okay for like 2 hours. And the other thing, it was hard because it was hard for my teammates, and I never really talk about this. Like when that shit happened, they were there when it happened, and then when I came back, you know, at that point, I didn't really want to talk to nobody. I just was in my locker by myself. We played the games, we would leave. So I remember we were down 0-2 against Chicago Bulls. And we got to Chicago for game 3. And this was after I went to go see my dad, to go see my family. And I remember KG hitting me, Kevin Garnett. And he's like, if you are gonna play, be as close as possible to yourself for your teammates as you can. Because they're in a fucked up situation too. They don't want to talk to you. You know, they don't want to. They don't
know how
want
to be.
Yeah, like they're letting me be.
Yeah.
And it was kind of hurting our team. And obviously,
That's not the intention.
it's not the intention. It just was what it was. But it was like when he broke that to me, it's like I kind of owe my teammates to be who I am.
No matter what.
Because during this situation, I'm still the leader of this team. During this situation, like we still got a job to do. So when I opened up and started smiling a little more, we listening to music. Because the first 2 games, there's no music. No, it's quiet. It's the opposite of what we go through.
Wow, yeah.
So game 3, that helped me too to realize that like they're not being themselves because they don't know how to act around me. And once I start opening up, turn the music back on, and we got some life back in the locker room.
Changed everything.
Like we were down 0-2 to an 8th seeded team. We were number 1 seed. We won 4 straight, like we talked about. We won 4 straight, and it really kind of turned our season around during that tough time. Like, so shout out to my teammates. Like without them, that core group of guys, like I wouldn't even known how to talk about those tough moments to people and to the world because they allowed me to be myself.
NBA and fashion, man. I know you've seen, since you've been out the league, it's take another jump.
Man, you know, it starts with guys like, you know, the legend right here that spills the culture into the game of basketball. Like, the fashion is at a level we've probably never seen before, and we don't know where it's gonna go. Like, so many different guys wearing so many different things and have so many different types of personality when it comes to the fashion. Like, this is kind of different for me. I keep it simple. I'm wearing all black for the most part. Like, but you know, you gotta open up to different things and different options. But it's like it's gone to a place where I don't think nobody thought the level of fashion would go to. It's really like Fashion Week every game.
For every single guy.
For every single guy. And
it was always core guys that were fashionable, but not a whole league.
Oh, nah, because you got to, or your teammates is kind of clowning you.
I was going to say, do you guys talk about it in
Oh,
the
he's the
locker room?
sweatsuit guy. He's the team issue sweatsuit guy. Like he's coming prepared to the game. Like, it's talked about in the locker room for sure. If you can't dress, you're going to get clowned about it.
I think it improves your game, too.
Oh,
you look good, you
know,
feel good. When you come
Deion Sanders
feeling
said that,
good,
right?
you going to perform better.
Prime time before I hit the field.
If you look good, you're going to play good. And if you play good, well, they're going to pay good. And I think everybody's taking that to heart. Especially with social media now. It's like, you can't walk into no game
every day.
with no nasty fit on.
I see the equipment bags come off, but now I'm thinking the fashion bags are probably just as big as the equipment.
I think that a lot of the guys got stylists.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can see who got some style like.
But the stylist bringing it to market. I'll meet you in Miami.
I think so.
It's all of that. You get to the hotel and then the rack of clothes is right at the lobby.
Wow.
Like you're different hotels.
To their defense, they still got swag. A lot of some guys have to hire someone, which you understand. But a lot of times, sometimes the guy just doesn't. His lifestyle doesn't accommodate having the time to go shop, and not just the time to shop, to organize your fit.
I mean, what's my guy name? Played for the Wizards. Well, I forget his name. Was on the Lakers. Kuzma. So he had the Rick Owens puffer, right? The locker room this small. The locker this small. Where's where the gear going? Is it folded up in front
Probably
of?
Probably in the equipment manager's office. Like, it's getting so crazy now. You look forward to seeing what a guy's gonna wear.
Gonna wear, yeah.
Because there's nothing off limits no more.
That's
There's nothing off limits. Like, guys is coming with no shirts, all of that. So it's like I'm telling you, especially with how young the league's going, it'd be funny. Like, they texting the person that's taking the pictures. We about to get off the bus right now. Can you get the nice?
Get ready. Get ready with the angle.
So it's definitely
another level happening.
Oh, it's another level. Like, when I got in the league, in 2011, the dress code was slowly leaving. Like you can kind of wear what you want. Now it's like there's a process to it. Like all the content people, the kids know, the young dudes know all. They got them on speed dial. Once they get to the locker room, can you send me the picture real quick?
Yeah.
Because I want to post.
Oh yeah, let me post it first.
I seen some pictures going out at halftime of certain players.
Oh what?
Yeah.
When they're down.
Wait, a guy playing posting his pic?
Halftime.
Look.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Like
He
wasn't a starter though. He wasn't a starter
Wow. Yeah.
because it's like think about it. I always say this. Maybe 8 through 12, they ain't really got nothing else to do.
No, their fit gotta be sharp.
You gotta be sharp because he's like, yo, I'm not getting no press time. I ain't even getting a tunnel shot, so I gotta show my own tunnel shot.
Oh, yeah.
And my tunnel shot, they like, oh no, I killed Bron tonight with the outfit.
Oh yeah.
They competing
it's
with
a competition. Like it's like they be doing it on the IG was first team all drip, all that stuff. Like
NBA
it's
fashion
talked
fits.
about.
Yeah, like
in the locker rooms where you would kind of laugh like, damn, they're locked in on this.
And the other thing you got to think, when the young bull come in, he know the new brand, and he wore it half the season, but then the superstar wear the same brand, he don't get no credit. So now the youngin', he heated on, I put you on.
Look,
He's the real
I put you
tastemaker.
on.
I put you on.
That's how it goes in the locker room. Where'd you get those? Oh, okay.
Oh, word? It's called
I'm
get
gonna
Now the
take
people
that.
are actually going to see them.
Yeah, like get 8 people to get me all different colors.
That's
That whole
That's
set.
it.
Nah, I know. See, these are the things like that moment before, like the youngins and the rookies. They like, don't tell them where we going when we get to town. Like, don't let them know when we get.
Now they're locked in to where it's like, nah, we're not going as a group to this store. We're not going when I first got in the league, everybody was kind of riding to the same store. You might get the same thing he got.
Yep.
Wear it on a different day. It's like,
Nah.
they're not trying to go to the same store as you.
It's a fact. And then the players, because working and dealing with you, Don, you know this too. We need in size shoes 12 to 17.
It's only gonna be a couple
It's only
pairs.
2 pairs.
I gotta get it before you do.
I get them before.
It's
you-
very competitive.
I think every ball player loves music, especially hip hop, man. Well, how did music play such an important role in your life, man?
It played a big role because my family's from Inglewood, California, so I grew up on, the old West Coast rap,
Yep.
Ice Cube and like all those legends in the game. And then now it's like for me, like rest in peace, but Nipsey Hussle was my favorite. So he's like I feel like when he started his marathon campaign, I think it was 2008. I just got to college. It's like I've been riding with that the whole way. And and the thing about with music, as you guys know, it's like it's timeless. Like you know exactly where you were when certain things came out.
Yep, totally.
You know exactly what you were going through in life when certain songs came out. And I always shout out Nipsey Hussle because I feel like my life and my career,
That was your soundtrack.
that was my soundtrack.
Yeah.
And it still is to this day. Obviously I listen to all the hot young guys and I'm a fan of the music culture, but like my go-to is always gonna be Nipsey Hussle. Because it's just like, I think he just talks my life. He talks what I'm going through, he talks what I'm about. And like, it will always be, that's what I got, marathon. This is the marathon clothing. Like I'ma always rep Nip, like he was a good friend of mine and he's a big part of my progression in my life and my career.
I mean, it's all over LA still.
It's all over.
I think it's
just
all
so
over the
much.
world.
Everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
He
like,
touched so many people.
So
Really,
many-
his trajectory was bigger than who he was as an artist.
exactly. That's what,
Like-
like it was a different feeling besides music. When that word marathon, it didn't hit just because it was connected to music. People started looking like life.
Oh, it's a life.
a movement.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah,
all walks of life
lifestyle.
can relate to what he's talking about.
It's a fact.
And when it comes to grinding and just running your
Hustle
own
and-
race.
Yeah. What is the moment that you bet on yourself?
When I put my name in the draft, so many people were like, what is he doing? He's gonna ruin his career. Go back to college, you got 1 year, might as well go back. My biggest thing was, like I said earlier, I didn't wanna be the best college player. My goal was to use college to get to the NBA. And when I felt like I was ready, I put my name in. And nobody thought I would get drafted. Nobody thought I would even probably play an NBA game. So that was the first time I really bet on myself with knowing the pros and cons of if I get drafted, if I don't get drafted, maybe going overseas, maybe going to the G League. I wrote all that down. I wrote the pros and cons of every situation that can happen for me so I can see it on paper. And then I said, fuck it, let's get it. Like, I know if I'm given the opportunity, I'm gonna take advantage of it because I prepare like no other. And that's been the story of my life. Wow. Every step of the way, whether it be going from college to the pros, whether it be you're a spark plug off the bench, you're not a starter, whether it be going from being the franchise guy to people saying, okay, a 5'9" guy can't lead a team to a championship. It's like my back was against the wall since I was born. So the things that people said, it didn't even bother me at all. Like, no matter what people thought, it was just like, you're supposed to say that. I'm 5'9", I get it. But give me the same opportunity you give somebody else. I bet you I'll take it and run with it and never look back. And that's been my life. That's been my life the whole time. That's been the story of my life on every level I've been in, not just in basketball, but in life itself. And that's why I'm so, I call my stuff the slow grind. Like, life is a slow grind. And if you believe in yourself, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. And that's the definition of what I go through each and every day. And like you said, bet on yourself. I did that my whole life. If I didn't bet on myself, I wouldn't even be where I'm at chopping it up with y'all. Like, I wouldn't even been able to be in the NBA 11 years. Like, I wouldn't have, nothing would have came close to anything that I've done or accomplished in my life if I didn't bet on myself. And it starts with, I believe in myself more than anybody can possibly believe in themselves. And I still do.
DraftKings presents the Starting Five live from the compound.